and welcome to the AI with Arun Show. In this episode, we are going to talk about the AI Infra Summit 2025. The world of AI converged at the Santa Clara Convention Center for the AI Infrastructure Summit 2025. It was a gathering of over 3,500 of the brightest minds, all focused on a single critical question: what does it take to build the future of AI? With insights from over 200 speakers and 100 industry partners, the event painted a vivid picture of a revolution in progress. In this video, I will distill that picture for you. We are going to move beyond the hype and look at the real world hardware, the staggering investments, the critical bottlenecks, and the immense opportunities that are defining the next decade of computing. Let's get started. At the heart of this revolution is a hardware arms race moving at a breathtaking pace. The performance gains we are seeing are almost hard to comprehend. Let's start with NVIDIA. Their upcoming Rubin platform is promising staggering capabilities. We are talking about a single server rack achieving 8 exaflops of AI performance. Now, to put that number in perspective, an exaflop is 1 quintillion calculations per second. That is a 1 with 18 zeros after it. It's like every single person on earth running 100,000 calculators at the exact same time. NVIDIA is so confident in this power that they claim for every $100 million invested in this hardware, companies can generate 5 billion in revenue from processing AI tokens, which is the basic building blocks of languages that models use. Meanwhile, Google is scaling up its custom built AI chips called TPUs with a new Ironwood architecture. A single pod now contains 9,000 of these chips, delivering over 42 petaflops of performance. A petaflop is 1,000 trillion calculations per second. What is even more impressive is the efficiency gain. Google has achieved a 33-fold reduction in the energy needed to process a single prompt for the Gemini model in just the last year. This relentless push for performance is fueling an explosion in data processing. By the end of this year, Google's AI systems were processing 980 trillion tokens every single month, a number that doubled in just 2 months prior. The takeaway here is, as OpenAI pointed out, is that the demands of the modern AI are completely outstripping the pace of Moore's law. We can no longer rely on just making individual chips faster. The breakthroughs are now coming from innovative system designs like NVIDIA's NVIDIA Rubin Platform, which delivers a 7.5x performance boost not just from the chip, but from how everything is interconnected. So we have this incredible, almost science fiction level of computing power. But how is it actually being used in the real world? This brings us to the reality check. The potential is clear, and businesses are paying attention. In fact, 98% of Fortune 500 companies have been experimenting with generative AI or Gen AI technologies. So the curiosity is there. But there is a major gap between experimentation and implementation. Only 26% of these companies have actually begun deploying AI at scale. This reveals a massive untapped opportunity. It shows that while the technology is ready, integrating it into the core of the business is complex. Because of this, the vast majority of AI traffic today, a full 85%, is still driven by consumer applications, not by the enterprise. Despite this deployment gap, the financial investments is pouring in. In just the first half of 2024, spending on AI infrastructure hit over 47 billion, that is last year. And look at the projection. That number is expected to surge past 200 billion annually by 2028, 3 years from now. We're also seeing massive public-private efforts like the Global AI Infrastructure Investment Partnership, which has mobilized $100 billion for next-generation data centers. So the money is there, the hardware is there, and the interest is there. So what is holding back that 26% from becoming 100%? It turns out the biggest problem is not software or strategy. It's something much more fundamental. And you want to guess what that is? The single biggest constraint to deploying AI today is power. It's not about a lack of chips or not enough data center space, it's about access to electricity. So let's look at the numbers. A traditional data center rack, the kind that runs our cloud and corporate networks, requires about 10 to 15 kilowatts of power. Now, a rack filled with the AI hardware we just discussed, it demands anywhere from 50 to 150 kilowatts. That is a tenfold increase in power density. This is not just a small step up, it fundamentally reshapes the entire energy and engineering requirements for a data center. You can't just plug these in. You need new substations, you need new grid connections, and you need an entirely new approach to facility design. And all of that power generates an incredible amount of heat, which brings us to the next revolution. So, to handle this immense power density, we have to completely rethink how we cool our computers. For decades, we have used air cooling, essentially sophisticated fans. For AI workloads, that method is now becoming obsolete. The solution is liquid cooling. By using fluids to transfer heat, it's up to 3,000 times more efficient than air. Many new facilities are deploying advanced direct-to-chip cooling that brings coolants right to the surface of the processor. This is not a niche idea anymore. 73% of new AI data centers are being built with these advanced cooling systems. And solving this power and cooling challenge is incredibly lucrative. An AI optimized data center can generate $12.5 in annual revenue for every watt of power it consumes. And what about a traditional data center? Only $4.20. So a difference of almost three times. By investing in this advanced infrastructure, operators can nearly triple their revenue potential on the same amount of energy. That is why the enterprise AI market is projected to grow at a compound annual growth rate or CAGR of nearly 20% through 2030. But where in the world is this growth happening? And that's the right question that you might ask. So, this is a global race with three key regions leading the charge. North America clearly dominates the landscape, holding 39% of the global market share and leading in infrastructure investments. This is driven by the established tech giants headquartered there. But the fastest growing region is the Asia Pacific, with countries like China, Japan, South Korea, and India making massive national investments to catch up and innovate. And we cannot overlook Europe, which is quickly emerging as a key player, not only in building infrastructure, but also in leading the world on regulation and AI ethics, shaping how these powerful technologies are deployed responsibly. Each region is playing a critical but different role in the AI global ecosystem. So, what does the road ahead look like? The summit laid out a clear four-stage roadmap for the next decade. First, from now through 2026, we will see price acceleration. That 26% deployment number will climb as companies move from experimenting to true scale adoption across all industries. Next, in 2027 and 2028, the power issue will become front and center. This bottleneck will force the industry to innovate on energy efficient computing and new grid level solutions. And by 2029 and 2030, we'll see the impact of the next generation specialized processors we talked about earlier, like NVIDIA's Rubin CPX. Their power and efficiency will unlock entirely new categories of AI applications that are just not possible today. And finally, beyond 2030, the total global investments in AI infrastructure are expected to exceed an astounding $7 trillion. This is not just an upgrade cycle, it's a complete reshaping of the foundations of our digital world. The key takeaway from the AI Infra Summit is this: the future of AI will not be defined by algorithms alone. It will be defined by the concrete, by the steel, by the power, and the cooling of the infrastructure we build today. With that, we come to the end of the show. If you found this helpful, please support our work by joining us as a member. And please do like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun show.